So if you clicked on this video, chances are you are a lot like me and you are online because you want to create more cash flow in your business, more time freedom in your life, and you want to leverage the power of digital marketing because you know that it's going to continue working for you even when you're not online. But here are some of the things that you and I want to avoid. We want to avoid, having to DM perfect strangers on social media about our products and services. Maybe you're not super duper outgoing, so things like pointing and dancing are really not your thing. And you definitely want to steer clear away from having to resort to just doing screenshot marketing or income claims, especially if you don't have any results yet. So what are people like you and I supposed to do? Well, first thing we have to do is admit that we struggle with selling. But the good news is that you don't have to do what everyone else is doing in order to make sales. So if you're the type of person that you want to grow your business, but you're just not sure how to put yourself out there, market your products and services so that you don't come off as a pushy, icky salesperson, but you're willing to try something different. You're willing to get in the game, put in the work, and if you're like me, you're just like, throw me the ball and I will run with it, then this video is for you. Because even though I've always struggled with direct, hard pitch selling, I have a formula that I've been applying for many, many years, and no matter where I go and what I apply it to, it works. As a matter of fact, applying the same formula, I was able to earn my first $3,000 commission online from a complete and total stranger. I was able to sponsor over 700 people inside of a software as a service company. And just recently, I added a new income stream in my business in the amount of $500. And I've been able to sell that over and over and over again without pitching, without hard selling, without pointing and dancing, without any income claims or any of that stuff. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, then stay tuned, because at the very end of the video, I'm going to share a resource that you'll be able to plug into so that if you're serious about growing your business online and you are not expecting money to magically appear in your life without doing work, if you're not that type of person, then this is definitely going to be for you. Before I get into the formula, I want to share a quick story with you on how I learned how to sell without selling. And it started way back when I was just 16 years old. I was working at a shoe store and I was earning commission. So my pay was just based on commissions. So obviously, the better my performance, the more money I would make. But I was really shy about approaching customers in a direct way. But I'm really not like this forward person that could hard sell a customer when they walked into the store, but I was still one of the top salespeople inside of my store. So it started all the way back then. So I had a manager who was one of those really sharky, direct selling type of person. And if you're that type of person, hey, kudos to you. Totally not knocking it. I'm talking to the people that are not like that and you want to make sales in a completely different way. Like you want to position yourself for people to come to you. So this manager, he had a quota he needed to make or something like that. So he had a meeting with all the salespeople and he told all of us that he wanted us to kind of like force sell these shoes to any customer that came into the store. And the shoes were French horn shoes, and I'll put them here on the screen somewhere. But he wanted us to, no matter who they were, whether they were a mom, a dad, a kid, young, old, it didn't matter who they were. Even if they were not asking for these shoes, he wanted us to present these shoes to the people. And I was like, I objected on that. I was like, but they didn't ask for it. It's going to feel so awkward, if a lady shows up, we're supposed to give her the shoes too, like show her the shoes. Well, if she's married and she has a son, they might wear these shoes too. I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, really, you want me to do this? Okay. Well, I needed the job. I had to pay for my car insurance, so I couldn't quite say no. So anyway, long story short, when he wasn't around, we would never do it. But that day, I think it was like a Saturday. It was kind of busy, and he was on the floor. He was there that day, and I had an elderly couple come in, and they came in to buy a pair of Rockports. Now, I don't know if you know anything about shoes, but Rockports are like, at least back in those days, were really, they were more on the pricey side. They were over $100. So the gentleman came in to already spend $100 on a pair of shoes. So my manager was in a corner and he was kind of like giving me the side eye, like, go get him the shoes, but don't forget the other, the French horns, So I went to the back reluctantly. I got his size, and then I went over to the French horns, and I got those shoes to come out and give it to the gentleman so he can try them on. So he was sitting there, and I was giving him the shoes that he asked for, and then he looked at the other shoes, the other shoe box. He goes, "What's in the other shoe box?" And then I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that my manager's here and he wants us to, bring these shoes out to every single body." He's like, "Yeah, but I didn't ask for them." And I'm like, "I know, but I'm so sorry. Like, he wants us to share, he wants us to show us shoes. You don't even try them on, but I have to at least bring the box out so that he can see that I'm doing what he's telling me to do." And then he's like, "Can you please go get your manager for me?" So I went and I signaled my manager, and I was like, "He wants to talk to you." So my manager came over and goes, "Hey, how are you?" This and then he goes, "Oh, I'm great. But I want to know, why is it that you sent her to bring me these shoes? I didn't ask for these shoes." And then he's like, "Oh, but they're great shoes. They're so amazing. They're this, they're that, the beep, blah, blah." He literally did not care what that gentleman wanted. His only goal was to make the sale and get the man to buy the shoes that he wanted him to buy. It wasn't enough that the gentleman was already coming in to spend $100 on the shoes that he actually wanted. No. He wanted to force feed this guy these other shoes. It just wasn't enough. It gets a little like, just thinking about it. So the gentleman looked at me and he goes, "Don't take this personally. This has nothing to do with you." He looked at my manager and he says, "I don't agree with what you're making your employees do. And just for that reason, I'm not buying any of them. So you should reconsider your sales tactics because you're going to lose a lot of customers this way." And I was just like, so he got his wife. They were an elderly couple. He got his wife and they walked out of the store. And here I am sitting with 2 boxes and no sale. So I realized that day, I was like, you know what? I don't want to sell in a manipulative way. I don't want to sell people something that they don't want or something that they don't need. Even if it takes me a little bit longer, I rather attract the people that actually looking for what you have to offer. So who knew that little interaction that day when I was 16 years old would make such an impact even way into my 50s? So I realized looking back that was just attraction marketing. That was giving people what they're looking for and targeting the people that already are looking for what you want. See, I've kind of like mastered how to leverage YouTube, content marketing, systems, and automation to intercept the people that are already looking for information online. And you can do that too. Now, it is going to require for you to actually do things in a different way, but you can totally position yourself. If you struggle with selling, you can totally position yourself for people to come to you instead. So it's like you can either go and chase people and do all this icky salesy stuff, which, it does work for some people, but if that just doesn't fit within your personality or your style, you can be firm like a pillar and you could just give and create until you draw enough people into you that you effortlessly start generating leads, sales, and signups. And because I know this works, and because I've used it over and over and over again, I decided to dust off one of my most successful challenges, which is my 5-day How to Sell Without Selling challenge. And in the 5 days, I am going to teach you how to position yourself for people to come to you. I'm going to show you how to leverage automated systems so that you can continue to present your information 24/7, even when you're not online. And I'm going to share with you the number one asset that you have right now, your silent selling superpower that levels the playing field so that even if you struggle with selling, and even if you're brand new, if you've ever thought to yourself, well, how am I going to compete with a guru who's telling everybody they're making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month and I just got started, I can't compete with that. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. You don't have to. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to do it
in my 5-day How to Sell Without Selling challenge. So if you are serious about putting in some work, rolling up your sleeves, putting in some elbow grease, and actually going through my step-by-step process, then go ahead and sign up for my 5-day How to Sell Without Selling challenge. And what's going to happen is when you enter your name and email, you are going to receive an email every day that is going to remind you to go take a lesson inside of my 5-day How to Sell Without Selling challenge. And by the end of the 5 days, you will be fully equipped to go out there and start attracting the people that actually are actively looking for what you have to offer. Whether you are in affiliate marketing, network marketing, coaching, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what product or service you're trying to sell. This formula that I'm going to share with you during my 5-day How to Sell Without Selling challenge works no matter what industry you're in. It just works. So if you want to learn more on how to do that, then go ahead and click on the link that is right below this video inside of the description box or in the pinned comments, or I'll have it maybe on the screen here too. Go ahead and get your name on the list so that
you can go through the 5-day challenge. Now, if you are not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to go through the process, then honestly, it's just not even worth, wasting your time on, right? This is for people that are like me, that you're like, I want to make money from home. I want to make, 4 or 5 figures a month. I want to lead and serve in a completely different way. And I want to build a business that stands the test of time so that I can attract high quality people into my orbit that actually want to do business with me. I'm just going to be straight up. If you just want to hide behind a screen and you don't want to put in the work, then this is not going to be for you. But if you are like me and you're like, listen, I love selling, I want to make money, but I just don't want to do it in this icky, uncomfortable way, but I'm willing to learn the way you do it, I invite you to take the 5-day challenge right now. As of the time of this video, it's free to sign up. So if you want to learn how to do that, then go ahead and click on the link right below this video in the pinned comment, in the description box, and I'll have it here on the screen. So that's all I got for you today. This has been Barbie Figueroa. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another video. Bye for now.